everybody, I'm Elyse Explosion, and I am here today with a really exciting toy review. At least to me. I hope you find it just as exciting. So, when I was a wee babby Elyse in the early 90s, one of the first things that I remember collecting and playing with, besides Barbies, were the original Polly Pockets. The little compacts that look a little like this. They were little just like clamshell designs or squares, hearts, different shapes. They would close into each other and you would get one or two tiny little characters to play in a little playset. It wasn't all-in-one. They were great and I loved them. We had a ton of these. So these are the original style. This is one that a friend picked up for me, I think last year. She got it. There was a doll collector who was rehoming their collection, and they had several of these carded Polly Pockets. This is from, I'm looking for a trademark on it, and I do not see one, but I want to say this is like 1990, 1992, something like that. It's very, very early. Polly's Beach House. I loved this. There were a lot of different styles of playset. Eventually, they would branch out into something called Polyvilles, which were little houses and other buildings. Put a pin in that. We'll be coming back to that later. Not today, but at another date. Keep that one in mind. But the first thing, and I remember getting this for my birthday when I was a little kid, was Polly's Starlight Dream Castle. And this is my original from when I was a kid. It was much bigger because it lit up. Now, unfortunately, when I pulled this out of storage, it had 2 AA batteries in it that expired in the year 2000 and had corroded all over everything. So the light up does not work in this at present. But all the little pieces are still there. So I'm giving little Elyse a lot of credit for that because most people would have lost most of them. But there is a little on the top, there's the castle that folds out. And there's a little, like a throne room, different things like that. There's a little
inside the castle. You have to
there's a little suit of armor that flips open to be a little secret passageway. And so you came with a swan. It came with Polly, who is missing an arm. Oh dear.
The swan is not a piece.
The swan is a piece.
How do you get that out?
Very carefully. So it came with Polly, the prince, the swan, a horse, and a carriage for the horse to carry behind it. And this was the shit. I was so pleased with this. This was one of my favorite things. And I can tell that it is mine because if you look at the top, and this is a little bit of like Elyse lore, I'm gonna go into this. You can see that the Polly Pocket logo is kind of munged up, right? Like, it's pretty gross, right? That's because my sister in art class made a real cute clay mouse, and I thought that it would be fun to take this clay and press it into the top to make an impression like a fossil cast, because that's what I knew how to do. Unfortunately, the clay was too soft, and it just got stuck and embedded, so you can see where I traced around everything with a pen to try to scrape it out, and the gray that's still in there from 25 years of
dead mouse, 25 years of ruined dreams.
It's not actual mouse, it's clay.
She destroyed my mouse.
But this is so mine. I have had this for a very long time. So imagine my surprise when I was doing my thing, scrolling on the internet, looking on the Amazons one day to see that they re-released it. Polly Pocket went through several changes over the years. She became a smaller fashion doll. There were different variations on it. I lost track. But when I saw that they were re-releasing some of the older compacts in the Keepsake collection, namely the Starlight Castle, I was just blown away. This was so cool to me. I was so excited. So I picked it up. I believe it was $35 on Amazon. And there are some notable differences. And I will get close-up footage on this once I have removed this from the package. But the colors are slightly different. The compact itself is purple, not pink. The castle itself is pink, not blue. The coat of arms has been replaced with a unicorn statue. The prince's skin tone is different. He has a much darker skin tone, which I think is a marked improvement. We still have... Oh, the gazebo is heart-shaped now rather than circular. And yeah, it's mostly color changed. But I'm curious to see... here we go! Recreation of the 1992 best-selling compact. So that's the year on this one. And now this is 30 years later.
That means you got that for your 6th birthday.
Yeah, I must have gotten this for my 6th birthday. And I still have it. That's pretty cool. I don't have a lot of my toys from when I was a kid. I've talked about this briefly in other spots, but most of my childhood playthings were either lost in a flood or disposed of unceremoniously. Not because I didn't want them, but because shit happens, you know? But the fact that my Polly Pocket collection and Karen's Polly Pocket collection, we still have it, is...
It's mostly intact.
It's mostly intact and pretty remarkable. So I will be right back. I am going to remove this from the box, and then we can do a more direct side-by-side comparison. Okay, we're back. It's been removed, and the differences are not massive, but they are noticeable. As mentioned, the coloring is very different.
Palette swap, big time.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a palette swap. But the compacts themselves are different colors. Because the batteries work in this one, I can show you what it looks like lit up. And I do have close-up footage of this so we can see. The battery operation is time sensitive, so it does shut off on its own, which this one did not. This one just had like a switch. This one you can push to restart, which is very interesting. But I like it. The differences are subtle, but it is noticeably not the same piece, so as to not, I assume, decrease the value of the original. But there's parts of it that I like better and parts of it I don't. It
can't be passed off as the original.
Yeah, it can't be passed off as the original. Thing the first, I don't like that they took away the suit of armor and turned it into a unicorn. I feel like that's...
pointless.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pointless addition. I think the pink of the castle is... I liked it blue better. I think that's a better choice.
I like the gold on the castle,
the new gold looks a lot more... and I don't know if it's age or just a better tone of the color that I like better. I like the changes to the prince. He actually has a crown on, whereas in the original he does not.
Just some guy.
The horse and carriage is not as detailed and, in my opinion, not as nice as the original. There are definitely things about the original that I feel are a lot nicer than the repro. But I think that's also the point. They don't want to make it the same thing but new. And I appreciate that. The castle itself is just really, really cute, really cool. I do love the color. I like the dark purple of this a lot better than the pink was. Which is, interesting knowing me who loves pink. But overall, I think it is a good set. It's a good reproduction, a good enough update if you would want to pass this on to a new generation, or just try to...
Did you mention that castle is in clouds now, not like surrounded by trees and stuff?
Oh, I did not. I didn't even notice. Yeah, so it looks like this one, the castle is in like clouds and in the sky. This one is in like shrubbery. So it is different. It's different enough to make the two pieces distinct, but also reminiscent of the original. And I like that. I'm actually really happy to see more original style Polly Pocket stuff come out, because I was not a fan of the most recent incarnation of Polly Pocket with like the plastic clothes and the tiny dolls. I didn't like that, but I also wasn't the target audience. This this is more my speed. I think people are starting to realize that everybody loves miniatures, and this is a really, really good choice. So kudos to you. I think Mattel owns it now. It used to be Bluebird. And then I can just kind of like pop everybody out.
Yeah, Polly Pocket kind of had like the Twitter logo as its logo.
Yep, it was Bluebird. We haven't really needed to. Yeah, and this says Mattel. Yep, 2021 Mattel. Also, for this one, the battery compartment is on the back and has a screwdriver, whereas this one, the battery compartment was like literally right here. It's just simple construction details. But I think that's going to be it for this video, friends. If you'd like to see more Polly Pocket videos, don't worry, we're getting there. The plan is, and I'm just gonna let you guys know, all of our Polly Pockets are currently in storage in the cellar. We'd like to get them out of the basement, clean them up, get the dust off of them, make sure they don't smell like flood or cellar or whatever. See if any of the battery operation still works, because chances are those have been sealed away with batteries in them for the better part of 25 years. So there's a chance that some of the battery operation still works on them. There's a chance that it doesn't, but you know, I'm glad we still have them, and I'm looking forward to sharing this with everybody. So I think that's going to be it for this video, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out today, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Would you like to see more vintage toys? Would you like to see more reproductions? We may see some of those in the future. I mean, Monster High. But you know, we'll see how that goes. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. Everybody take care, be well, and I will see you in the next video. Later. Damn it!